That's the thing. We got a lot of pressure at this table because you're speaking for like every straight man and I'm speaking for the girls and the gays.
Totally
so
fine.
We got this shit on our table, but it's the Super Bowl for real. So what's the craziest thing you've seen in Brooklyn?
I mean, a stabbing, but I don't think that's very, like, not to mansplain on the podcast, but essentially all it is, sounds fancy, it's just shapes and lines. That's all.
Oh man, we are in an entirely different setup today for the Tangent Podcast. As you can see, we have a guest.
Hello.
Greyson.
Hello, my name is Greyson.
So y'all might have seen Greyson on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest probably.
Interest against my will. I think I've ended up on a couple of boards.
You know, but honestly, doesn't that pay homage to like the J14 like era where they were like putting the Jonas Brothers on the posters and shit? Like you're the poster boy.
Oh, thank you. I love to be the purity ring to the Jonas Brothers.
Purity ring, we pushing it. But like, so I asked my Instagram group chat if y'all are on the girlies, you know what's up. You get the first little peek at this. But I said, okay, so I'm about to have a straight man on the podcast. I need questions. What are we gonna ask? What's the things you've been dying to know? So you have a lot of pressure on your back.
Perfect.
Right?
I will speak on behalf of all straight men, and they will all answer the same.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so first off, more easier one. Do you feel like you frequently wash your legs as well as everything else?
You know, it's so funny.
This is something I struggle with. So I'm just gonna be real. This is something I forget to do. So I'm like, this ain't even a straight man thing. I'm like, damn.
Ladies, I hate to break this to you. Well, to be fair, I might be a special case because I take 2 showers a day. One thing I have always been very insecure about is my scent, like how I smell.
100%.
That being said, when I'm in the shower, it is for sure chest, gooch, and balls. Legs, maybe not always. If I've had a long day and I know I've been sweating, I will obviously clean my entire body.
That's your everything shower.
That's my everything shower. Sometimes I'm like, oh wait, I forgot to clean the bottom of my foot, and then it'll go a month, and I'm like, oh, I haven't cleaned the bottom of my foot.
Okay.
It will get soaped because I'm stepping on it in the shower. Is it the most thorough clean? No, definitely not.
Do you use a puff? Or you use the puff thing?
It depends. Like if I've been sweating and it's been a long day, it's nighttime, I will use, it's like rubber and it's got like little bristles on it, and it's like a flat pad.
Oh, you like exfoliating shit.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, ladies.
No, I feel like I am, so personally, I'm a hand washer. Like I am soap on the hand, like that kind of shit. So that's like half the questions were about that. So I wanted to address that off the front. Y'all are doing too much on straight men because I just want to say, I think it's a man thing overall. I think men do not clean and do that everything shower in the same way.
Definitely
I'm
not.
just going to hit
Definitely
that.
not.
So first off on our questions besides that one, so what would you say is a real man to you? What's that descriptor? Some words.
I will describe it and then I will try to make a reference. So, I think a real man is not, it's a provider, but not in like a Andrew Tate way where it's like, I have to be like some aggressive aggro, like bearded strong man. I also think everybody's definition of a provider is different. I think a provider should be somebody that you are comfortable with. It takes care of you in a way that you require, because everyone has a different requirement for like what being taken care of is, whether that's 100%. Financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, or not physically, physically. But like I think a man, a true man, is somebody that provides for you in a way that like he fits your other half, if that makes sense. And then if I can make like a reference, I would say like so in Modern Family, Ty Burrell, he fits Claire in a way that like she needs him and relies on him in a way that like their marriage is very healthy, I think. Don't get me wrong, like he has his traits that aren't great, but like also Claire has hers that make her a certain way. I would say like he is a good reference because like he is not like super masculine, but in the same time he takes care of Claire. And then also another reference, Bob Duncan from
Bob's Burgers?
No,
or from Good Luck Charlie?
From Good Luck Charlie.
Why'd I go Bob's Burgers? But yeah, he's a real man too.
Yes,
but
real
like,
man.
no, yes, Bob Duncan is a real man.
Real man, yeah.
Ooh, and Amy Duncan's on some crazy shit.
Yes, takes care of his woman in the sense that like he respects her, he respects like who she is and how she is, and at the same time like he's going to fight for her. So like,
oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I love that. Did you see Alex Russo just died? Did you see that in Wizard of Waverly Place? Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
The reboot,
no.
she sacrificed herself for her daughter. all for
What
Benny
happened
Blanco.
to Disney Channel?
What happened to Selena?
Oh my goodness.
Like, we've been really easy on the pop culture today. You
Yeah.
literally, he walked in, he warned me. He's like, I'm not gonna know shit you're talking about.
I am so bad with pop culture.
No, we're tit for tat.
Okay,
We're talking.
cool.
We're talking. Okay, so another question: do you feel like you can seriously enjoy music? I think this is in line with that performative man Claro thing. So, I don't know. Like, do you feel like you get the music shit? I feel like straight men get this kind of thing about like house music and the oons shit and the rap shit. Do you feel like you can get in just like some Claro vibe, some Phoebe Bridgers vibe,
Yeah.
some Gaga? Like, what's
Yeah.
kind of your relationship?
I think any guy that like pretends to stray away from certain genres of music because like it's just not his thing. I think that's just you're weak-minded. Like you have to like be open like to all genres, pop, indie, EDM if that's your thing, country to some people. Like
Country's bomb. That's
there are
the
great country
adjacent
songs.
thing. I feel like gay people and like girls and stuff we're not supposed to like country music, but like
There are some great country songs out there.
absolutely.
And you just kind of like you have to be open-minded enough to be like, okay, this isn't a genre that I particularly like, but like it's music and it makes me feel a certain way about myself.
100%. Casey
So-
Musgraves,
One of my woman crushes.
she bridged the gap. Oh, if you get with
I
Casey
love
Musgraves,
her to
oh my
death.
god, I'll go to
Oh,
that wedding
man.
so quick. You don't even play with me. If you were to rank your top 3 pop girls, who would they be?
On what grounds?
Just if they give you life, like
Hmm.
Boots.
Okay, all right.
We've been very slim on the stuff, but what do you feel like your top 3 pop girls?
Okay, so number one for me, I would say,
Even the ambulance outside.
they're
Damn!
gonna take me away
Let's
after
hear
this.
it.
So number one, I would say is Lizzie McAlpine. I do love her to death.
Okay.
Number two, I would say Chapel Roan.
Okay.
Big fan.
Like actually, or like
No, like dead ass. No, for sure. I think she
okay.
is A, very good at what she does. B, like I like how she's very herself in the public eye.
totally.
Like I respect somebody that's like if I don't want to hang out with fans after a concert, I'm not going to.
Being somebody who's also in the spotlight, seeing someone else like enforce boundaries.
Yes,
I totally
100%,
feel you.
100%.
I feel you.
And then number three is interchangeable with Claro and Sabrina Carpenter.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Claro's new album?
So I actually lied. I'm gonna take back that number three, SZA.
really?
I love SZA
Okay, but
so
those
much.
3, I feel like if you would have just told me SZA, Claro, Sabrina Carpenter, I would like, oh, he's a sister, like for real. But like Lizzie McAlpine, like a little bit of seasoning. I will say Breakfast for Dinner album. Oh man,
Mhm.
that shit means something. That whole album, damn, that tore me up. Okay, another really good question. This one has literally been requested so much. So, what do you feel like is the hesitation in long-term commitments? After dating into like proposal marriage or even just dating in the first place, the label. What do you think of the label talk?
I think, and I'm going to speak on behalf of all men,
Oh, boy.
because I think there is a general sense amongst men that, and I think this is also, I think women might actually go through this as well. I think there is the feeling because of social media, because of dating apps, that if you get into something officially and you take yourself off the market, you will miss out on something that's better. I think like a lot of people don't want to commit to things with the thought of being like, well, what if somebody else comes along that I like more, or things work out better more, which I think that's kind of the whole leap of faith you have to take in a relationship. Like that's the one thing is like sometimes it's not always going to be the best thing you've ever had right at the jump. Like it can be the best thing you've had in a long time, and then it's going to be something you have to continuously work for. It's not always going to be made in the shade for the rest of your life. If you want to like foster a relationship with somebody, you have to like continually work at it. And the thought of being like, well, if I get in this relationship, what if something comes along that's better? You're already going into it with being like, oh, I am not going to work for this. It's going to work for me. And that's the problem.
Thank you.
That's T.
Like, thank you.
Clock it. That's
No,
Boots.
actually,
Yeah.
that's Boots.
Yeah.
Because that is something really crazy. I mean, transparently, I just got into a relationship, so like,
Oh, hell
it's
yeah.
pretty new. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's pretty like new, the whole concept of not things not working at the job. What you said, like, it's going to unravel over time and get better and better and more vulnerable. But, like, oh, fuck, I've had one night things that I was like, we're getting married. Absolutely. But they're kind of designed to feel that way.
Yes, 100%.
Honestly, like a really good first date, it's like kind of an awkward one or kind of like a slow burn one, you know, in a way. And, like, I think the patience game there, like, just letting yourself feel like, you know what, I'm good setting up shop here for a minute. I hate to use this analogy, but like I feel like even like how you eat in front of somebody, if you fart in front of somebody, stupid shit, but like that is a true like mark if you're like in it. Like my bags are on the floor, we are here
100%.
because you got somebody with their bag like this, you can feel that. And I think that's what a lot of like, especially the girls that were in the chat and stuff, they feel that he still has his bag on his shoulder. I mean, fuck, they've met the parents. They probably went to movie dates. They went here. They went in the park. I said they fucking Eiffel Tower in the background, rose petals, everything. They felt all these emotions, but he still has the bag.
Yes.
Set the fucking bag down, and then you feel so much more. That's what I've really realized is like, I've had nights we didn't even talk at all. We just were like fucking on our phones doing work or whatever. But I'm like, I know I'm good.
That's healthy, I think. Yeah.
Which is crazy because you think like we just expect everything to be such a spectacle and Wattpad and fucking this big fantasy, but it's like really, it's like sometimes it's boring. It's boring as shit, but that's great that you feel comfortable.
It's healthy.
Comfort.
Yeah, it's healthy and it's beautiful.
So as for kind of a question for you for the other end of things, maybe not your personal dating life, but just your thoughts in general. How do you feel like you make it clear that you are looking for something serious without seeming too clingy or aggressive? So that conversation is being had nationally right now. I think that the whole, what's the NATO? I feel like NATO needs to meet about this.
Yeah, no, 100%.
There is 1,000 text conversations happening right now of what are we? Are you seeing anyone else? Are we exclusive? What's our title? Are we official? Are we putting a label on it? So how do you feel like, as for the other partner on the receiving end, what would you like to hear to make something more serious without like it seeming too crazy or clingy, or what do you feel like blows it? I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think anytime, I think communication is the biggest thing. So if you can, I mean, obviously the whole "what are we" is a bit of a cliche, but like you can rephrase that to like, hey, not gonna lie to you, I'm not seeing anybody else. I like what we have going for us. What are your thoughts on not necessarily making this exclusive, but like, what are your thoughts on trying to take the next steps and be purposeful in the sense that like we are dating, our intention is to get in a relationship. I don't want to see anybody else, and because of that, I don't think I want you to see anybody else. That can sound a bit like clingy
crazy,
and crazy.
But like to the right person, they're hearing that and going, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Spelling it out, because a label doesn't change shit.
Doesn't
at all. But telling them I'm setting my purse down, like you're saying, like I'm putting my baggage down, like we're here, my anchor's down, we're here, like intentionality.
Yeah.
That's really where it's at.
At some point, girl, you got to stand up. You got to tell them, hey, I don't want you to see anybody else because I like you. I want to take this to the next step. We don't have to do it right now. We don't have to put a label on it. But, like, I don't want you to date other people because I'm not dating other people, and I like you. And if I find out you're dating other people, that will ruin me as a human.
Even just, like, sometimes I felt like if they weren't being intentional about their time with me, or like canceling plans all the time, or like last resort kind of shit, that's when it starts to feel a little bit like, oh, I'm clearly not a priority, or like one of the top priorities at least that I should be if we're being intentional about this, right? Also, something that you said I really agree with, the idea of like communicating even if it's like ugly.
Oh yeah.
And finding the right word. The word for me has always been security. I feel very secure with you, which means you can meet my friends, you can be in rooms with me. I mean, and even for you, when you find the right person, they have to be okay with like a lot of shit.
Yes.
That's just how we're in. You know what I mean? They have to be okay with, parasocial relationships. They have to be okay with like events that you're going to. They have to be okay with like appearances you're making, being a social figure. Like, I don't want to say they have to be secure or like confident in themselves, but they need to be proud of you for being, slutted out, basically.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They have to be proud of that.
Yeah.
And that's a very tall order.
Yeah, and I will say this to your point of what you were saying about security, like the right person will be okay with having that the right person will be okay with at least having the conversation of being like, okay, you don't want me to see other people, I'm going to be perceptive of that and we can talk about it. The wrong person for you ladies is somebody who, as soon as you say that, gets defensive and they're like, where is this coming from? Why are you talking about this? Like, I didn't expect that. That's not the right person.
Yeah.
You are never wrong for feeling the way you feel and wanting to bring that up. Like, people need to realize that. Like, if anybody makes you feel insecure about feeling the way you feel towards somebody, like, that's not the right person for you. And then another thing that I thought of just now, something to say when you get that late night text message, like the you up message from somebody, and you want to understand what their intentions are. As soon as they say that, whatever adjacent text that may be or call that may be, just say, what do you think this is? Like, what are you expecting to get out of this from me? And then that way, if that's your vibe, you can go for that. If you want the late night hookup, go for it. But like, at least you are forcing them to tell you, hey, this is how I view our current standing in relationship. Like, sometimes guys, they don't talk about things. So like, you have to force them to be like, oh, I just am looking to hook up. Like, that's all I want. It's 10 p.m. I'm horny. I had 5 beers. My wiener's not going to work anyways.
Right.
So like, I'm going to embarrass myself and then make you feel bad about it afterwards. Like,
but you're using the vulnerability against them. Like, cause the 2 a.m. like unfiltered version of them, like, hey, okay, while I have you in this state,
yeah, exactly.
now tell me what you want from me.
Exactly.
That's really like, I mean, that's some manipulation shit, but like, that's the only time you can get them to sit down on the Oprah Winfrey couch. Like,
yes.
If you're going to be vulnerable with me right now, then let's go ahead and rock it. But anyway, so how was your day today?
My day was long. I feel like as somebody who has been in New York now for a couple months, you were obviously a visitor. I feel like we may have had a similar sense of day, in the sense that, like, as soon as did you get here today?
I got here Tuesday. Late as hell.
Oh, damn.
I've been here for a minute. I'm a local now.
Okay, yeah. You've been to all the spots.
No, for real.
Yeah, long-ass day, to answer your question. I was driving back from the middle of Pennsylvania for my job, which is okay, so New York is a nightmare to drive through because it took me 24 minutes to get 0.4 miles today.
What the fuck?
In the city.
And it's like, take the footmobile at that point.
At that point, I was like, I'm just going to park it right on the side of the road, assess whatever ticket I need to.
So do you have a car?
I don't. No, I have to rent a car every week to drive for work. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, which is unfortunate.
If there's a will, there's a way, for real.
Unfortunately, I do have a will left to live, and I have to find the way.
So do you have a different car every time you rent?
Every single time. Yeah, I ask for a different one. Because they always give me a busted car every time. There's oil change, tires low. At one point, the car almost exploded because they forgot to put the oil cap on, and so oil leaked all over the engine, and it started smoking while I was driving it. And I was like, "Hey, this is not certified. I'm not like a rent-a-car person, but I know that this is not correct.
Right.
Something about this is false.
Something's vibes off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, do you know like cars for real?
No, I don't know cars.
Oh, see, we bonded. We bonded for
real. I don't
know
cars at all.
See, that's something that really intimidates the shit out of me, because something about like going in there, I either like call my dad or like call somebody. I don't have a car currently, thank God, because I'm in Chicago.
Yeah, do you need a car in Chicago?
No, I feel like no. The winter is really miserable, and I would damn near like rather do what's this called, hitchhiking. I feel like I'd rather hitchhike than walk. But yeah, no, I'm really glad I don't have a car, because it's probably just like here, like towing, boots, everything. It's rough.
Boots.
When
you say boots, do you mean physical boots?
Boots on car, but we're gonna get to the other boots later.
Oh, okay. So you mean so this is like a British thing. The boots on the car. Okay.
Well, we got these boots too. Hey,
oh, that's a New Yorker right there.
Exactly.
People wearing cowboy boots.
Trust me, I came fitted for today. So you actually like have a legit job.
Yeah, I used to. I call it my 9 to 5. I still have it. If you are watching it and you work with me, please don't bring up my social media. I quite literally. So it's like I almost am like Hannah Montana. So, not to brag.
That's the first thing that came to my mind, at least.
Exactly. I'm Hannah Montana minus the wig, minus the accent, because my job doesn't know about my social media. I completely go by a different name, like a different everything.
Different name.
Different name.
Like fully different name?
Like
first name different.
First name different.
Like you're on Porn Stars.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
like, people above the age of 30, like some of the younger people I work with know because they've seen me on whatever, but like anybody over the age of 30 that doesn't know what a TikTok is, they don't know. So, like, I have to keep that part of my life secret. So my supervisor, my bosses, they're like, "Oh, like you're always busy. Why are you going to like New York Fashion Week events?" And I'm like, "I have friends.
Checking it out."
Yeah, but I don't know. I wear hoodies everywhere, but there's somehow, some way, I got an invite. I don't know how."
No, but you know those $700 hoodies like that people wear, and I'm just like, that looks like Gap, but it's like $700. Like, damn.
This was 15. Shout out to Hanes.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had it for literally 7 years now.
That's the only shit that's like cotton though, for real, because everything's so polyester.
Yeah.
I just got some sheets off Amazon, and they are fully polyester, and I wake up about hives like every day. I swear to God, it's so nasty.
Nice.
No, honestly though, that like 30 plus crowd that doesn't really rock with social media like that, I find so much comfort in that.
100%. Yeah.
Especially like when I grew up, I was really close with like my grandma's friends and my mom's friends, and I feel like they didn't really know what the fuck was going on, so we had to relate about like basic things, like, "Oh, did you hear the hummingbird this morning?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were you like mama's boy growing up?
Not really. I was definitely growing up. I was the golden child, but I didn't have a specific parent that I like suckled onto, if that makes sense.
Suckled. I'm
Yeah.
feeling that.
No, please. I didn't I wasn't a mama's boy. I wasn't like a daddy's boy or anything like that. I just was a good kid. Therefore, like both my parents were proud of me.
Oh.
And then as I got older, as soon as I graduated high school, I like drastically shifted how I was as a person. And now I'm like the least cool out of all of my siblings.
Really?
Yeah.
What's like the metric there?
How likely you are to like go to church every Sunday, like how likely you are to like, have kids and get married and settle down. Unfortunately, that's not my vibe. That's not how I am.
Oh my God, wait, okay, so let's get into that. Let's get into that a little bit. So like, do you feel yourself getting baby fever still?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, there's some sort of like natural animalistic instinct in me where I'm like, I need to take care of something right now, which thankfully I do have a cat that kind of settles that feeling to some extent. But like at this point in my life, I'm like, man, a lot of my friends are getting married, settled down back home that I grew up with. Both of my sisters have families, children, and I love my nieces and my nephews, and I'm like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to take the Jimmy off and have a kid myself,
Right.
So yeah, I definitely still have baby fever, but at the same time I'm like, I don't even know how to file taxes. I don't know
fully
what it means to be an adult. I don't know what a boot is on a car.
You still renting the car. It's like,
Exactly.
damn, we gotta figure it out.
Exactly.
I swear I get baby fever over the weirdest shit, because I was at Six Flags the other week for like Fright Fest.
Oh yeah.
And there was this little girl in line, and you know when kids like know everything, we were talking about their house. We're like, I wonder if this one's gonna be scary. She goes, it is. Like, she started blurting shit to us.
Nice.
We started talking with her. She was cool as fuck. 11 years old. I about was in tears. I mean, I was a little drunk, mind you, but I was like about in tears. I'm like, damn, I want a kid, but I want the kid after like 8 years old.
I think you can do that with adoption.
I do think so too.
I think you can kind of like draft whatever kind of kid you want to some degree.
I need to build a bear with my kid a little
100%.
bit, because I really don't want to be in that diaper swag for real. But like, I do want a child, but when they're in that cool phase, like I held hands with her in the house. Like, I know her dad was like chill with it. I mean, it was something. Like, I adopted her for like the 7-minute maze, and then we were back. But I was cussing up a storm. I told her, and she's like, "It's nothing my dad hadn't said." I'm like, "All right, girl."
All right, yeah. So a bit of an old soul in this one. Yeah, she's 8 years old, but she's actually
cigarettes in the house.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey.
These young kids in this neighborhood.
No, right. But if I hear a kid crying or like see a kid out in public, I'm like, oh my God, you're taking too long. Like, I can't do this.
It's like, come on. When I was your age, I wasn't doing that.
No, right. It's a patience game for real. So how big is your family? Like you said, you had siblings.
I have 2 older sisters. They're both married. One sister just had a kid. The other has 3 kids. And And that's it. I mean, I have like cousins and stuff that I still stay in contact with. My parents are old as shit. No offense.
Wait. How old?
So my dad is I won't say their exact age. My dad's in his 70s. My mom's in her 60s. Let's just say that.
Okay, yeah. So both my parents are in their like 60 and then late 60s, like
Gotcha.
mid 60s. So I feel you. Like it's something about older parents, younger kid demographic. Like, so how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
twin.
Yeah.
Which twin? Okay, we'll get into that. But no, I feel like there's something about being like the last sperm for real that is. So you were the last. You're the youngest.
I was the last sperm out of Vietnam. I don't think I was supposed to like happen for sure. Like my dad was 45. Like I was considered a geriatric pregnancy.
Oh.
So
you got the G word.
I got the G word.
Is it a G or a J? Is it a G?
Couldn't tell you. I can't spell anything for shit.
No,
but
for
like
real.
I guarantee you, the doctors were like, I mean, we're gonna see if he's
They
gonna
were
make it.
surprised.
Yeah, they're like, we'll have to play some cards here, but yeah, I
Good
was.
for you. You were really fighting in there.
I made it.
You've always been a fighter.
I've always been a great
that's good
swimmer.
to
I don't know what to say.
That's good to know. I think there's something so cool about having like older parents though, but I also like the age of Jersey Shore and shit. Like sometimes I do wish I had like a mom that was taking like titty shots, you know, like
exactly.
with me.
Yeah.
But no, some of my friends have really young ass parents and it's crazy because
Yeah.
we're so on the other end of the spectrum.
100%.
Do
yeah.
they like go out? Can they hang?
No. My parents are like in bed by 7 p.m. Like not even a joke. Like I had a friend once whose family member, whose parent came with us to like a bachelorette trip. And I was like, I could never imagine my parents doing that. Like they would never do like a shot of anything. Maybe like a shot of insulin because they're getting to that age.
Oh yes,
but like
of course.
nothing equivalent of like Malort. I know Malort. You might know Malort.
Oh my gosh, Malort. Have you had Malort?
I have not.
Oh.
I'm afraid of it.
Oh, you should be afraid of it. It's like put hair on your chest. Like it's bad. It tears your eyebrows off. Like it's intense.
Well, for some people, that's like a new trend. Shaving off the eyebrows or bleaching them. That might be the new.
You're
way to
Brooklyn,
go.
right?
I am.
So
yeah.
you're about to be on that shit.
Yeah, pretty soon you're gonna see me next week for like Halloween. I'm gonna be like shaving my eyebrows off and be like, no, it's part of the costume. I swear.
You better. So what's the craziest thing you've seen in Brooklyn?
I mean a stabbing, but I don't think that's very like. I don't think that's very.
I'm talking more aesthetic.
Like more like actual bushwicky. I've for sure seen like polycules and stuff where like people are. It's like Renaissance fair vibes, you know, where they're maybe taking one group shower a month, and it's like nobody's passing around the 3-in-1. So like I've seen some pretty. I won't say. I've seen some people who they fit each other's vibe for sure.
Right.
For
and it's
sure.
Like, I'm so glad that y'all found each other.
Exactly.
That's such a cool feeling, especially like when you see couples with their like tatted to the max, pierced to the max. Mm-hmm. You're a tattoo enthusiast though.
I am, and I do plan on getting more. Yeah.
See, you post these damn videos and I will be scrolling through and it's like, oh, I'm gonna show you my thigh tattoos. I'm like, I gotta put on like the work to like censorship shit on my stuff, but you know,
that's a jester.
It's all unintentional, I'm
ghost.
sure.
Yeah, no, I have a tendency to be a little slutty here and there. Sometimes I play into it, sometimes I don't. I would say it's about 49% where I do play into the more slutty behavior because that's what pays the bills.
It's reclaiming it, you know what I mean? But
Exactly.
I love that you're also like at the same time like hiding from your boss, but you're also like, here's my thigh tattoos on.
I know, exactly. I'm like, all right, so I'm a different person in my like 9-to-5 life, and then as soon as they catch on to my TikTok and they're like, oh, this guy only talks about like day drinking and like being a shitty person, I'm like, well,
no.
At least I'm good at Excel spreadsheets, right?
I feel like there is a big difference from being an honest person and like you're showing the traits that are brutally honest, a little raw, and being unaware. I think being unaware is the shitty part.
That's actually a good point.
I'm here to like validate the
Thank
fuck out
you.
of you.
Thank you
like,
so much.
No,
yeah.
because I think honestly, like one of the reasons I want to do today is because I feel like we have a tendency for the girls and the gays, we know how this is, we overshare hard. I think it's very rare to see straight men overshare online, especially when it comes to like emotions and vulnerability and stuff. Have you seen the little girl that has like definitely like a fake mock podcast and she's like, you need to be the CEO of your dreams. Have you seen that, girl? I'm going to have to put a clip. This is reference number 1 that Grayson does not know off gay Twitter. But it's like, this girl is literally like 15 years old. It's like a mock podcast, and she says these like really tidbits, but that was one of them. I'm like, you are vulnerable online. No, but I feel like whenever I see your content, I just love that you just like lay it out how it is. I know that's like rare.
Thank you. Yeah,
your demographic.
Thank you. Yeah, I had. Funny enough, I had a friend of mine, and he was like, it's funny you say everything I've ever thought, but you just verbalize it in a way that it was exactly what I was thinking, and I just never. He was like, I never thought to like that's actually what's happening, but I have a tendency to verbalize that. So I don't know if I am one of the few rare straight men who's actually self-aware about the things that I do. But that is
like you, the Avatar. Like now you do it
exactly.
too much.
Yeah, exactly.
He's walking on water under the table right now. No, and I think so. You've had like other straight men reach out to you and be like, "You verbalize my thoughts."
Yeah, and I've also had majority of my following is women and gay men, so like they are more vocal about like.
No.
Yeah, exactly
way.
right.
No fucking way.
65% women, 35% men. Of the 35% men, it's probably 95 to 99.8% gay men.
So how do you get that detailed of it? Is it just a guessing game?
It's a guessing
the DMs,
game.
probably.
It's the DMs. It's the comments. It's like people reaching out to my friends on their own behalf and being like, "Yo, what can I do?" Yeah, it's a very strange behavior. But
so, do you pop up like in the gay scene frequently?
I mean,
I don't know what the gay scene is here in New York. Like Shake Shack. Like I don't know. Like what is like the gay scene here?
I mean, from what I've been told, Bushwick is like the bisexual male capital of New York.
Are you close to there?
I'm like a 25-minute walk from there, which is like, I guess, adjacent. But I think like
that's people watching 101 over there.
Yeah,
oh
I mean
gosh.
that's where I spotted the polycule. I was like,
Wait,
it feels like
it's
I'm
all
playing.
making sense.
Yeah,
now,
I feel like I was playing Pokemon Go. I was like, oh my god, that's like a rare breed, like over there. I've only heard about this in fables and legends.
Oh my gosh, no. And the thing is, for us, like real like monogamy truthers, like it is hard to imagine. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I gotta respect y'all for
100%. I could not respect people like fitting 6 bodies into like a 3-bedroom house more than
clown
in my
car.
Life. Yeah,
like
100%. Like it's a clown car relationship. You guys are saving so much money on rent.
I know.
I respect the grind.
I think that's the rise. I think the economy crashed, so polycules rose. I think that was like the math there.
Exactly.
I'm not an economic person.
Me
is that
neither.
what it is? Economist?
Could be. Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier about like Finance Bro podcasts, and I was like, imagine if we would have came here and I just pulled out a bunch of spreadsheets and shit. But you work a real job, so you're used to like Excel and stuff, right?
I mean, not necessarily Excel. I mean, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of it. So like I work in the software I use is called HydroCAD and AutoCAD. So like that's the modeling stuff that I do for the engineering work. Not to mansplain on the podcast, but essentially all it is, sounds fancy, it's just shapes and lines. That's all. That's all engineering work is shapes and lines, and then knowing how to interpret that when you print it.
So why'd you go from mansplaining to doing like sensory? Like it was giving sensory video.
You got to dumb everything down. It's like in whenever you have those like math professors in college that like don't speak your language, and then you go to like the TA session and it's like a frat guy who's like, all right, so let me break it down for you. What he's actually saying is you're just gonna carry the 5, and it's like why didn't this make sense during the lecture?
If you got 5 fireballs and you take out 4 Pink Whitneys,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's what it is.
Exactly.
So how far did you actually make it in math in college? That's a really dividing point here.
Yeah, I took calculus 1 through 3, and then I did differential equations and one other thing of math. I forget what it was. I think it was like linear algebra. That was like I think the last one was differential equations, but it goes calculus 1 through 3, and then linear algebra, and then differential equations, which if you asked me to do any like a spreadsheet for any of that, couldn't tell you.
Trust me. Like,
all one in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, and it's funny how like we did so much work and I can't remember jack shit that we did.
No.
Now, when I say we did so much work, my last math that I took in high school, we counted change.
Okay. Hey, that's useful.
We counted change.
In this economy?
That's what I thought too.
As an economist?
That's what I thought too. This is a burning question. Were you advanced AP English?
Yes, I was,
absolutely.
but I was not good at it. I will say this, like the one teacher I had that hated me in high school, the only teacher I've ever had that did not like me, my AP English teacher, because like I was the type of kid in high school that like I would learn how to get a teacher off subject so we didn't have to go through like the lecture material. And she was so staunch, like, no, we're not moving away from the lecture. I'd be like, oh, come on, like tell me about your weekend plans. And then she hated me so much that, and I despise her equally, that like I crashed my car into a tree when I was in high school, and I named it after her.
The tree or the car?
The car.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you were like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah, after I busted the
Damn.
car, I was like, you know what? I won't say her name in case she's watching. But yeah, I was
How
like,
old was she? What was her vibe? What was her vibe?
she was like, she was probably in her late 30s, but she held that English classroom down like she was running the Navy.
Oh,
like it was
absolutely.
no-
But she had your ornery ass in there trying to get her off topic. I
Yeah.
don't blame her. Listen,
Yeah.
I came into the English class to learn and to gossip about other teachers. Like, that's always what happened. I felt like the advanced English was where you could, like, really, like, it was like the break room.
Yeah.
Like, we probably would have drank in there if we could have. Like, you know what I mean?
So then did you have like a positive relationship with your English teacher?
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure, like, it is a very core experience for gay people that, like, our English teacher was, like, one of the only people that, like, had our ass for
Nice.
real. But listen, I had straight guys in my advanced English class. Usually they were dating a girl that was also in the class. So there was, like, a conspiracy theory money laundering kind of thing going on, where I'm pretty sure the girl was doing the homework for the guy and he got him up to speed.
As somebody who was actively dating a girl in my AP English class at the time, will not confirm or deny, but let's just say your allegations might hold a little true.
See, I got goosebumps right there because I've had that theory for a while, but also, like, we'd be talking about The Great Gatsby, and you know that episode of SpongeBob where he's like, is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes.
Very that. Like, we'd be talking about Great Gatsby, he's like, what made him great? I'm like, well, motherfucker, listen. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
damn.
Yeah.
Like, it was driving me crazy. But no, like, I feel like advanced English, what you're talking about being very emotionally aware, emotionally present, not to conspiracy theory too hard, but I really feel like there is a core line, like through line right there, because context clues and, like, listening more than talking, those are some key elements. And also not saying I don't know all the time, because the guys that are DMing you and are being like, you're articulating so well, I guarantee when they get into an argument or, like, they have a discussion about their emotions, they're just like, I don't know, I mean, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, dig a little bit, you know? Like,
I think people don't realize, especially straight men, that like the I don't know that you are feeling in that instance is still an emotion, and you just have to talk about it. Like, you just have to, like, express why you think you don't know those things. Is it like, is there confusion on somebody's behalf and that's why you are unsure? Okay. I think men just are, straight men are just not, they don't know how to talk about things because they've never, like, bothered to talk about things.
Honestly, like, even growing up, though, I felt like I really couldn't communicate a lot. And then really I learned through the women in my life how to communicate. And that's why I was really hitting that mama's boy angle at the beginning, because it's like, who taught you? Who taught you the sauce? That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I love being present and getting out of the way. No matter how uncomfortable the conversation is, no matter, like, how awkward it is, like, with my emotions or whatever, if I, like, can spill it raw and, like, rip the Band-Aid off, it's out of my head.
Nice.
I can't imagine where people are, like, so emotionally unavailable, because every time they talk about it, I don't know, I'm not really sure, whatever. So many of my girls in my life are being led on by men that will constantly keep them on the ringer. And it's just like, they literally will get proposed to, rose petals, Paris, Eiffel Tower in the background. Like, I don't know, you're chill, but I'm not really ready for anything serious. And it's like, they are damn near about to jump off a building because of this shit. And it's like, how do you not know, but you're articulating through gestures and, I know, acts of service and things like that. Like, all the love language is present except for verbal communication.
But yeah, I think guys just have never had to, like, verbally express the way they feel, and therefore, like, when they are in a relationship, they just get too comfortable and they're like, oh yeah, like, you should, I think they have the assumption that like, as a woman, you should know how I feel about you, but it's like, no, if you don't ever talk about it, all you do is play your little Clash of Clans and watch sports, like, there's gonna be that gap in, like, communication
You
there.
hear that all the time, though, where it's like, I thought you knew.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, but honestly, to be fair, like, I'm gonna meet crossroads a lot. I do feel like that's common in the gay community too. Like, you hear, like, I thought you knew, like, or I thought you were assuming. It's like, okay, I'm assuming 1,000 things about us.
Right.
I'm not only assuming you love me and you're ready and you're good and you love this relationship. No, I'm not only assuming that. I'm assuming every possibility.
Right.
What I'm looking for is that beacon, that lighthouse that says, this is what I feel, period.
Nice.
It doesn't have to be a fucking paragraph or, like, on your knees proposing. Like, it just needs to be clarity. And it's kind of funny, though, also, I feel like we rely so much on the man especially like girls, I guess I'm speaking for, but I'm speaking for the girls. That's the thing. We got a lot of pressure at this table because you're speaking for like every straight man, and I'm speaking for the girls and the gays.
Totally
so
fine.
We got this shit on our table, but it's the Super Bowl for real. But you remember the Euphoria Sunday where it was Maddie versus Cassie, and it was like marketed like the Super Bowl? Like,
So you were gonna hate me right now. I've never seen Euphoria.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
What do you think of Jacob Elordi though?
Tall. I do know that. Very tall. Yeah, very
please.
tall.
Any other description for it?
Unfortunately, he has like everybody loves his style so much that it has like got me to the point where I don't want to see, like, all I can think about now is like on every Pinterest board. The one thing I do if I want to throw together a fit, I go on Pinterest and I say men outfit. Guess who pops up 98% of the time?
Absolutely.
It's Jacob Elordi,
It's
and I'm
him
like,
putting that full book and a tall boy in his cargo
Exactly.
pocket. I'm like, he's defying gravity right now. Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy.
and I'm like, I can't look like that. I can throw on this exact fit and I will not look the same way that he does.
I'm not trying to like glaze you, but I feel like you have an effortless swag. Hate using that word. I hate that, and we need to cut that. But effortlessly, I feel like you have an effortless vibe around you in the same way he does, where he is very masculine, right? But I feel like he's not worried about mean mugging or whatever. Like, he's okay being like, I don't know, like a sweet guy. I feel like you are okay being seen baby dear Bambi.
I do get, you know what's funny is as I've gotten older, I've realized that I give off little brother vibes like a lot.
Oh, Jesus.
And I think that's where the baby dear Bambi comes from, is like people want to protect me. People find me cute, and I'm like, well, sometimes I want people to find me like hot.
Like, I want to growl a little
Exactly,
bit. Like, damn.
exactly.
You know that makeup for men that came out and it was like called war paint or whatever?
Oh, jeez. No, but like that is a funny way to mark. Like that's like a pre-workout or like protein powder that's like clearly marketed for men. It's always like dude powder. It's like that's.
But the flavor is like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah,
so I'm like, what's
exactly.
going on here?
Exactly.
But like, I feel like you would not wear war paint. I could see you using your sister's Maybelline, which is like
yeah.
a very comforting thing to be around.
Yeah.
But like, especially like, so growing up with sisters, like being younger, were you not really looked at to be like the protector of your sisters? Like, what's the age gap there?
So both of my sisters. So my middle sister is 2 years. My oldest sister's 5 years from me. So I was always just the little brother. Like, they would bully me, they would throw me around. I never got to watch what I wanted to watch on TV. So I grew up on like Secret Life of the American Teenager, Pretty Little Liars, pre rebrand.
Yeah.
So I've what's it? Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries. I've seen all that shit.
This makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Actually.
So like that's what I was raised on, and the expectation for me was never like you have to be a man's man, because like my family just coddled me. Like I was just I was the youngest, and so like my sisters would bully me, but they would also be like they bullied me in the sense that like they got me to pluck my eyebrows because they would just make fun of them all the time. So now as an adult, I would argue that that's like a rather feminine trait to do.
Yeah.
But now I do it every time. I do it once a week. I do it twice a week.
We grew up in an age, though, I'm so glad we're the same age, because that's going to make it a lot easier, because there is a fucking difference. Isn't that crazy? I talk to like my 23-year-old friends, or I talk to like my 29, 28-year-old friends, and it's like different worlds. But like that 25, 26, like we get it. We grew up in a time where men having good hygiene was very gay. It was very like immediate red flag. Like I got clocked for having a style or like hygiene before anything, and then it was the fact that I was friends with a lot of girls. So like, did you have allegations out on you like in school about that? Like
all the time.
It's like a sister thing. Like
it's a sister thing.
You had no choice.
Yeah, I grew up around women, so I was always comfortable making friends with women. So like I had guy friends in high school and like a core friend group in high school that was mostly men, and then when I got to college and I was like around other people, it was a lot of women, because that was what I knew. Like that's how I knew how to make a friend, was because I was just surrounded by women my entire life in the house.
Yeah.
And so like growing up, to your point of like having a style, following, like going against the grain of like wearing just like
stained ass shirts and fucking
basketball
slides.
shorts,
No, literally
and, like, jerseys.
not
I'm
even
like,
trying. Like
I'm like, I don't want to wear that. Like that's not cool to me. That doesn't look good.
The fact that
like,
jerseys and the lazy look came back though is
Exactly.
kind of nuts, because now I like wear the slides in the jersey and I'm like, hey, like I love it now.
Swings,
No,
yeah,
literally.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was just like there was always, especially in my hometown, I feel like sometimes I grew up in the town from Footloose because like the one thing you didn't want to be, I was in the one conservative part of California, like the very central part. So like the one allegation you didn't want to have against you at any point was being, as a man, being gay.
Yeah.
Or like being like any sort of like feminine trait or anything like that. So like being good at things was gay, which was so funny to me. Like if you could sing, if you could dance, if you were anything other than like good at sports, you were like seen as like being gay. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, because, okay, so very small town here too, conservative leaning farm town, Illinois, totally. But no, I feel you, like growing up in a town like that, it was very, you didn't want to have a target on your back.
Yes.
I think as soon as I realized the target was on my back for having girlfriends instead of just like hanging with them in that way or like wanting to kiss them, it was like, y'all are whack. Because it's like, I was having the best conversations with girls. And then when I was so desperately trying to be a boy, like I played basketball for a couple of years, like, hey, we were on that, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, don't think too
right.
much. But like, but no, I was really good at defense, not as much offense, but like whatever.
Good with
but
the D, huh?
I was not good at ball handling, ironically. So it was kind of like, it was awful. But I feel like hanging with girls, I was having these like really, really like substance ass conversations. And then people be like, well, that's gay as hell. I'm like, I just felt so loved, so understood, and I learned so much shit. So you're probably having these like amazing ass, like learning about yourself conversations at school, and then it's like, it's the thing ostracizing you, which is really interesting.
Exactly. It's like a Venn diagram where it's like you have the conversations with your guy friends and then the conversations with your girlfriends, and they are very like this one. With women, it's more like emotional and how are you feeling, or this is what I'm going through, help me process. And then with the guys, it's like, so, like, you guys ready for the game?
Literally.
I see you're wearing a different shirt.
Okay,
yeah, man, for sure.
The compliments you can get from a man, that's what always baffles me.
Yeah.
It's like, nice stuff you got on.
Yeah.
Like, that was literally like a girl like dropping to the floor like in compliments. Like it's a huge deal if you get that. I will say though, the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that like I do like the non-thinkingness of guy conversations sometimes.
Yes.
I do like the not having to rehash the same things over and over again. Because when you get with the girls, we could talk about the same 5 fucking things for months on end. And that's okay. Like, I think you find a new detail every time, whatever. There is something nice about having conversations with the guys. And I've grown to appreciate that the older I've gotten.
Yeah.
The simplicity of it sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing when you're with like a group of guys, one phrase you'll never hear that I always hear with my friends that are women is, and another thing. Like, I feel like that's never something that happens with guys. It's always like, it's very linear way of thinking where it's like we talk about one thing, it leads to the next, it leads to the next, it leads to the next, and it never circles back.
It's 2 hours of nothing.
Exactly. Whereas like sometimes when I'm talking with my friends that are women, like we'll talk on a subject like weeks ago, and then you know, next time I see them, they'll be like, oh, and by the way, what we didn't discuss at this time, but we should talk about now. And I'm like, I don't even remember what the point was.
Yeah.
Like, what are we even discussing?
It doesn't even matter anymore at
Exactly.
that point. Like, you found a more, like, profound topic. Like, we're
Exactly.
Einstein in the booth for
Exactly.
real. Like, no. So growing up, for me, like, I was, like, God set on, like, dating women. Like, I wanted to date a woman so bad. Like, I dated, like, 2 or 3. But I always was reaching out to my friends. And I was like, hey, like, we have a really chill vibe together. Like, we're doing good. Like, whatever. Like, what do you think about trying to date in a little bit? I was, like, on my last thread, I was really, like, holding out for a hero that some shit was going to work out. But there was that line of, like, we're really good friends, but we can't be more. For me, very obvious reasons. But for you, what is that kind of like navigating having gal pals and like, I mean, not too much, but like, do you feel like you have a confusing moment with all of them, some of them? Is that like a thing that's like wired in your brain that maybe this might be a thing, even if it's just for a second? Or
So there have been moments with my friends that I have now, and the conclusion that I've come to is that if I am your friend and I enjoy your company and I don't think that there's any sort of romantic connection or future with you, I don't want to try to explore something that I don't think will ever exist. So, and if I have established you as a friend and my mind is set on you being a friend, I'm never going to try to randomly, drunkenly pursue like a fling, a one-night thing, anything like that, because like I would much rather have friends that I love and adore and I love the company of, that tolerate me and my absurdity, than like try and, get, I don't know how much we can say, but like get horny one night after I've had a couple of beers and be like, hey, like, what are we?
And that kind of transcends all sexuality and gender, which is kind of beautiful.
Yes,
like at the animal kingdom, we all meet up at that moment. But there is 2 a.m. demon. There is always 2 a.m. demon. Well, yeah, and it's funny because I think like when you set a firm boundary on that, I've even set firm boundaries and still my mind has wandered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And I feel like to have the resistance to know like this is good for me to have people in, because I mean what we're saying, like a lot of straight men do not have gal pals.
Yes.
Especially if they're already in a relationship, which is a really sensitive thing, I understand. But it's like I think every man needs gal pals in a way.
So I completely agree with you. And one thing I also, to further your point, I think every person needs to have hot friends that they don't have sex with.
Oh.
Everybody out there needs hot friends that you don't hook up with. You both can mutually understand that, yes, that you might think I am an attractive human. I might think you are an attractive human. We don't have to have any sort of physical connection, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
That is like the foundation for understanding and processing lust in a way that's like human and adult, if that makes sense.
You sound like Socrates right now. What
can I say? What can I say?
I'm literally
it's been a long day.
No, because that's so true, because something is really comforting about being around people that you even might be in love with, low-key. Mm-hmm. Like, when I mean love, I think I say I love you to a lot of people. Honestly. And I mean it to a lot of people. And it doesn't matter the gender. It doesn't matter whatever. It doesn't matter sexuality. Like, I think that was one big thing for me. Like, I've always had straight guy pals. Mm-hmm. But saying, like, I love you to a straight man, or having, like, even, like, a physical relationship where you can, like, bump shoulders with them and it's not, like, a flinch. It's, like, we're good. Like, you know, it's, like, I am a lover for real. Like, I'm sure you have your moments where it's, like, I just want to express in every way that I'm, like, I love you. And to be able to do that with a gal pal and know that you're friends and they're hot as fuck is probably so refreshing for you.
100%. And my friend group that lives in Philly, shout out if you guys are listening to this, the one thing we talk about all the time, and I think is a very beautiful thing, and I don't think it's necessarily like narcissistic or like egotistical or anything, but like we talk about when we go out, we like to think of ourselves as like the hottest friend group at any sort of function, because like we are full of objectively attractive people, and sometimes like unfortunately like people won't approach us because they all think that we're like dating each other. We're essentially
the polycule.
they think we are the Bushwick polycule, and so sometimes it doesn't play into our favor, but like it gives me confidence when I'm with a group of hot people that I have a mutual understanding with, that like we can be in each other's company and there's never going to be any sort of like will they, won't they moment.
Yeah.
And we can just be comfortable and talk about things, and there's not going to be any sort of pressure to like, oh, we're going out tonight, who in the friend group is going to cannibalize now, like
fully.
So,
But the fact, okay, one part of this is because you're 26, and I'm not going to like die that down, because literally something about turning 25 shit like plugged in really hard for me. And stuff doesn't get confusing as much, and it's not the what should I say in this text, like I'm so over that shit, you know what I mean? But like another part is like when you are so open with your emotions, there's not room for confusion. There's room for maybe I need to talk this through, maybe I need to do this thing, maybe I need to like process it, go for a walk, whatever it is. You're going out and enjoying your time with these people and not going, oh my God, I don't know, if I touch her, is that going to be weird? If I like do this, am I going to be weird? Like, oh my God, like we already did that in high school. We already did that kind of in college, junior high, whatever the fuck. Why would we want to spend our entire 20s overthinking and not doing anything?
Right.
Because we're so worried how it's going to come off or whatever. It's like, I trust my intention. I trust my heart. I trust my gut. We're good.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know who I am to these people. We're good.
Right.
And I think that's so rare. And I also think that's why you see a lot of men become wallflowers in the way they are. You absolutely can bring your partner around. Yeah. I think you absolutely can bring your partner around with friends. If you have something against that, or you're feeling weird about that, chances are either your partner sucks and you can't do that personally, or you've got some vendetta because you feel like stung in the past. If you have a true partner that is communicative and like is present and whatever, bring them the fuck around. They're great. when you have a dead weight wallflower, can't communicate person where obviously they're ready to go home, so they're in the corner, whatever.
Right.
Babe, just communicate, get the damn Uber and go home if you really need to. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But that dead weight feeling from not being able to, like, use your voice, ugh. I get exhausted being around people like that.
100%.
That was big time college for me.
I think for me, when it comes to like a relationship in the future, a big thing I will need, or now that I'm older and my understanding is like everybody has moments where they are just tired and they want to go home.
Oh,
and
God.
like if I'm with a woman, a girlfriend, partner, fiance, whatever in the future, I would want them to be comfortable being like, hey, I'm not feeling it tonight. I understand you're having a good time with your friends. Like I'm gonna head out, and then be comfortable if I'm like, I totally understand you. I love you so much. I want you to be comfortable. If you're gonna head out, that's great. I'm gonna stay here because I'm having a good time with my friends. I want you to trust me. Nothing weird is gonna happen.
Right.
So like I want one thing I will look for in a future partner is like I want her to be comfortable communicating her feelings about wanting to leave, and then be comfortable with me being like, I will see you at home when I get home.
100%.
Like,
Well, it's low-key like if I stay when I already know I need to go home, I'm going to be horrible.
Yes.
I'm going to be no fun, awful, and that transcends everything.
Right.
That's something also about that 25, 26 period is I will not stay somewhere I don't want to be.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
There is no such thing as like pushing it out or like, surviving the night. No.
Especially, and I'm sure Chicago's the same because it's basically like New York. There's so many great places here that if you're not enjoying the vibe here, chances are you can walk down the block and find another great one. So it's like,
fully.
If I'm not enjoying myself here, I, being an adult, and having a sort of independency, can go somewhere else where I know I will be having a better time.
It doesn't even have to be another bar either. I can leave the bar, take my friends and go to Raising Cane's and like have a fuck of a night.
Yes,
like that's
100%.
what's funny. It's like you have to be okay leaving like the bar in order to go there. I just did an episode about like alcohol culture, like this whole idea of like hangovers and like the idea of like, girl, every weekend we're getting trashed and feel miserable. But it's like a lot of times, like even if we just take the party back home and have a little wine night or whatever, get food, like whatever it is, I feel like the second option, if everybody's hating the first option, oh my God, it's so much better once we all get out.
Yes.
Once everybody starts like getting their arms crossed, I'm like, we got to get out stat. Like it's a domino effect.
Yeah, if you ever see like me in public and I'm like doing one of these where I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of people in here. It's hard to breathe. It took me 10 minutes to get a beer. Like, I think to your point about like party culture these days, I think a lot of people who consistently engage in it, if they enjoy it, great. If they are doing it and like the next day the hangover hits and they're like, oh my God, like I don't know why I did that, but they continue to do it, I think it's just proof that they're like running from something. They're so afraid to like sit at home and force themselves to sit down with their friends and like have a bottle of wine because like they're afraid to talk about something. You're not missing out on anything. You can be 36 and go to the club. Like that's fine. You can be 24 and do that. But like if you're constantly doing that and regretting it and hating it, but you are just in that cycle, it's because I think you might be subconsciously just like running from something.
100%.
So I don't know.
It's the silence that freaks people out.
Yeah. It's the like not having to go to the function and go to the after. It's the thought of like not having the big party, I think, that scares people because like I think once they're confronted with like, oh, there's no big function in front of me, that means like my life is slowing down.
Oh my God, isn't that crazy?
That's so weird to me.
That's been such a big thing about, okay, so I live alone. Do you live alone?
I do.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay, that's why we're so sane.
Yeah. It's good. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah.
That's why we're so sane. Because something about living alone, I did not realize I was such a homebody or like an alone time person because we're both extroverts, like obviously, but like to be extroverted, I need that.
Yes.
I need absolutely nothing. I need to be at home. And like sometimes like I will be with people I absolutely love and I'm like, I just need to be home and I need to be like in my peace right now. Like, but also like I feel like I'm such a better person when I go out because I have that solo time.
100%.
We are so big about like that rallying culture and like things like that. And like, trust me, there was a time. There was a time.
There is always a time. But I think to your point, like it's good to have limits. Like if you're just always going out, going crazy and you never hit a point where you're like, I got to get out of here, then I think it's not necessarily super healthy. But like if you have a point where you're like, I've hit my limit. I need to go home. My social battery's done. I need to just be by myself. I need to get in my PJs and sit in my bed and doom scroll on TikTok for an hour.
Literally.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
And the time flies when you get back to, like, you're so happy to be with yourself. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
You're like, oh my God, why did I even go out in the first place? This is great.
That's always what happens, too. So, not to, like, air you out too bad, I do feel like you're a bit of an overthinker when it comes to yourself, especially.
Yeah, 100%.
So, when you really do spend time by yourself, do you find that you're on offense with yourself or on defense with yourself?
I think the problem I run into, and I actually just made a video about this, is I have such a low opinion of myself and like who I am as a person, and I'm just constantly fighting against like everything I do, in the sense that like I'm always holding myself accountable for something. So I think it's a bit of both. Like I'm on the offense of me for being like, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. But then I'm also on the defense where I'm like, well, I'm trying my best and I'm like trying to make things work, and I'm alone all the time, and you know, I'm always trying to come up with like video ideas while balancing a 9 to 5 and traveling for work once a week. So I would say more often than not, I am on the offense where I'm like constantly like telling myself like, you're being a piece of shit. You're doing this wrong. You shouldn't think this way. But yeah, to your point, I think very poorly of myself. So it's a lot of like inflicting and then trying to like pull myself back and be like, I am this way because of this. So yeah, I think it's just a healthy mix of both.
It's hard to articulate for real, because I feel like you do such a good job at being like very vulnerable and very honest about how you're feeling, which I think is really great. You can never find the right words, like ever, right?
Right.
But what's funny is I feel like the way you describe yourself works against the grain of what people view you as in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for sure. I think what it is I am no stranger to the DMs and the comments that I see and I get, and I appreciate it so much. You guys can say raunchy things.
I was professional in the DMs, so I don't know about all y'all.
I've got, and I appreciate that. I've gotten some raunchy stuff before. The problem is like because I have such a low self-esteem and how I think about myself, like when I see that stuff, I'm just like, I don't deserve this. Like, well, to be fair, some of the stuff I see, I'm like, I don't think anybody deserves this. You guys, the way they speak about me and to me is very,
I bet.
You know, but yeah, I just think I'm very undeserving of a lot of it. And so the way I think it balances is because I get so much of this and I feel this, I think it's like a healthy, balance where I'm like, okay.
You're getting extreme, but in a lot of ways, you're kind of extreme hard on yourself.
Yeah, no,
so
for sure.
That's where it meets.
It balances. Like if I let myself believe a lot of the things that I'm seeing in my comments and DMs, like my ego would be insane.
Oh my God, I cannot imagine.
It would be disgusting.
You would have been like, you need a tablecloth on this table.
Yeah, I'd be
like this mic ain't right.
Like, where's my drink? Where's my
I'm
snacks?
Like, this is my cookie.
Which, by the way, thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh,
I'm very, very grateful and happy to be here.
There you go.
To even think of me as a podcast guest, I'm very excited. So thank you so much.
You're handling it.
But yeah, it's just like I don't want my ego to skyrocket in a way that's like I no longer view myself as like a human. I'm like above. Like I feel like a lot of influencers and content creators, they get all these free things and they get this praise, and then they eventually like let it bubble over and they're like, well, I am deserving of this, this, and this. And it's like, no, you don't. You post videos on the internet for
100%.
a living. Like, let's not get ridiculous here. So yeah, I think I just have to tell myself and reassure myself that like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing, though it is very nice and I appreciate it, it's not always warranted.
You know, we impact people in different ways.
Yeah.
Right? 100%. Like, whatever we do hits a different person and it impacts them in different ways. I get that. Something about being, like, a content creator, and you have to realize that, like, a lot of times, yes, the ego is a play. I completely agree with that. I think it's important about the ego. I'm glad you have a grip on that because it is something that people get lost into hard.
Mm-hmm.
But you clearly impact people. The way that you have the men coming in your DMs and being like, well, not those men, but the men that are like, I'm really like happy that you're being vulnerable and all those things.
Yeah.
you're clearly impacting people,
Definitely.
right? And I think
Yeah.
for a lot of women, I feel like you are proof that there is a man that can like articulate themselves, which is so fucking bare minimum. But like, I feel like you are a man that is clearly trying to be more vulnerable, more emotional, things
Yeah.
like that. And that's like, I mean, I don't feel like you're even trying. I feel like it's really just truly in your veins.
Mm-hmm.
Your self-worth, sometimes we have the gift that our self-worth can be seen in our impact in other people. And a lot of times, like, I know you get those DMs, you get those influx of things, and it's like a humble thing. I can't let the ego. But, like, if you do need to pick me up on your self-worth, you make an impact on people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think that's such a gift that we're given. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I'm feeling a little low, I just remember, like, impact and how rewarding it is to put yourself out there so raw. You know, it's hard. I think we do these things very, like, it's very Black Mirror right now, but like we do these things very quick, like easy, instinctual, like whatever. But then you step back and you're like, damn, like I can't believe I just like said that or revealed that or whatever. Like, especially on TikTok, like you could be doing thirst traps and renegade shit, but instead you're like, here's a think piece on how I like am thinking about myself tonight, which is like you hit the raw, you know? Like, I love that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anytime I received a DM or a comment that's like, I've noticed recently that a lot of the DMs that I'm receiving that I actually read through and I appreciate are like the ones that are, you know, your videos. I know you're never gonna read this, which I do, by the way. I read all of them. I know you're never gonna read this, but like, just so you know, your videos really helped me through a tough time. Like that's the stuff where I'm like, okay, what I'm doing matters to people, and it's not just me being like, here's how I took a whole bottle of wine to the dome and it's a Thursday night and I got work in the morning and I'm going to see how I'm going to handle it.
Honestly, I think a lot of guys can take a note from you in that you're not trying to be anything except yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody's so unique, not to sound too like Born This Way Foundation, but like everybody is so unique. And, you know, even if that part of you is like imperfect or ugly or a little like vulnerable or insecure or whatever it is, like you saying that you feel insecure about yourself sometimes or feeling a little bit flustered or whatever, I think nothing less of you. Charismatic as shit. You have your shit together. You inspire other people. And I feel like you're just a comforting presence on the internet, which with how fucked up shit is right now, that is very nice to have. For real.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
No, absolutely.
That means a lot to me. Thank you.
I am so glad you got to come on the podcast.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for having me. I love any sort of time to talk about things and be funny and be relatable and get deep on certain things if need be. Like, thank you for the platform that you have and for the space you can provide for the girls and the gays. Like, I'm happy to bridge any gaps as a straight man. Hopefully I can, if nothing else, I at least hope I can help y'all have like a North Star and something to shoot for.
Literally, and just like a normal conversation
Yes.
with a man.
Yes, exactly.
Because when I talk to my girls and they have a normal conversation with me, they're like, that's great, but how do we get Trevor to get on that?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I don't really know about all that, you know? But like for you, like I just love, like, it's two men getting together talking, and like I'm very good about being a man.
Yeah.
And I love my girls, but like I love finding common ground with somebody that had completely different experiences, but we grew up very similar, which I love.
It sounds like it, yeah.
We're on, we're going to keep this on the bonus feature, but we're both theater kids, which I fucking love that. We didn't have to get into that embarrassment shit, but like, were you leading man?
I always was, and I was always the villain. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
You're Prince Eric coded, which is so stupid shit, but like, literally, when we would have a boy like you in our theater department, oh my God, they would pick the most like Disney bullshit ass musical every time, and it was all about him. And you know what I had to be? Fucking Flounder or the Candlestick.
Well, hey, a little comedic relief is no problem.
Yeah.
That's I
I always wanted to be your role, though. That's the
I
thing.
see.
That's why we didn't get into this, because it would have caused a lot of tension early on.
There would have been a lot of this.
I always wanted to be you, and my director would have to say, "Baby, it's not your time.
There would have been.
There is no plane."
when they post the roll sheet, and you would have been looking, you'd been like,
I know, it's like sexy fuckable man, and I'm like, okay, where's my name? I said, oh, okay, it goes comic relief tap dancer. Oh, okay, there
great.
I am.
Oh, again. Okay, that's fine. And it went to that guy
We need to switch shoes
again.
one time for real, because listen, it was fun. I'm
Mm.
grateful my director never put me in your shoes, because you could have fit my shoes. So you could have done comic
I
relief.
could never. You can play. Anybody can play a villain. Not everybody can play the funny guy. 100%.
Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Evil, honey.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite. But all right, this was a very different episode of Tangent, but thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you next Tuesday. All right, bye.
Bye.